Challenges of Lunar Exploration. Part 1. The environment around the Moon presents several extreme conditions, posing significant challenges for research and settlement efforts there. Sci-Explore Hub. Here are some characteristics that are particularly noteworthy. Lack of atmosphere. The Moon lacks an atmosphere, which presents numerous challenges for human health and equipment protection. Below are details and explanations of why this poses a problem and what solutions researchers have developed or plan to address it. Radiation from the Sun, including ultraviolet radiation and particle radiation from solar flares, directly reaches the lunar surface. Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field significantly reduce the impact of these radiations on our surface, but this protective mechanism is absent on the Moon. Cosmic radiation consists of high-energy particles originating from space, our galaxy, and beyond. These particles can damage human cells and DNA, increasing the risk of certain diseases, including cancer, not to mention the consequences if left unprotected. The absence of atmosphere also means that micrometeoroids and other small space debris can impact the lunar surface at high speeds without being captured or destroyed by the atmosphere, as Earth's atmosphere does. This can cause damage to spacesuits, equipment, and spacecraft, which can be fatal. Protective strategies are necessary to prevent these risks. To mitigate solar and cosmic radiation, spacecraft and lunar bases can be equipped with radiation shielding materials. These may include special alloys, layers of water, or coatings made from lunar regolith, the material of a lunar soil. Forecasting solar flares and considering solar activity during mission planning can help minimize the risk of the most intense radiation events. When designing long-term lunar bases, shelters and bunkers must also be built to provide protection against the most intense radiation events and micrometeoroid impacts. Research is underway to develop biological mechanisms and medications that can enhance the human body's resistance to radiation-induced damage. These solutions collectively can help make human habitation on the Moon and other airless celestial bodies safer. Research efforts are also actively underway to address these challenges. Let's continue with the extreme temperature fluctuations on the Moon. On the Moon, temperatures fluctuate significantly in the day-night cycle, reaching up to plus 127 degrees Celsius in sunlit areas, and dropping to as low as minus 173 degrees Celsius in shaded craters or during the lunar night. This poses serious design and operational challenges for spacecraft and life support systems. Let's see how these challenges affect the design and operation of spacecraft and life support systems. Spacecraft, including rovers and bases, must be made from materials that can withstand extreme temperature conditions. Here are some examples of materials that perform particularly well in such environments. Aerosols are mainly used for insulation in spacecraft. These materials are placed in layers beneath the outer shell to reduce heat transfer between the interior of the spacecraft and the external environment. Titanium alloys are used for structural elements and components, including frames, support structures, and mechanical components. Titanium alloys are often used in the external structure of spacecraft because they resist corrosive environments and extreme temperatures. Silicon carbide is used in optical systems and mirror components, as well as in high-temperature and high-performance electronic devices. Its excellent mechanical properties and heat resistance make it suitable for these applications. Ceramics are used to make heat shields and thermal protection systems, especially during the re-entry phase of spacecraft when they are exposed to extreme temperatures upon entering the atmosphere. Ceramics are also used in some parts of engines and propulsion systems. Multilayer insulation is used as the outer layer of spacecraft to minimize heat transfer between outer space and the interior of the spacecraft. These layers consist of thin, reflective foils and insulating materials to optimize heat regulation. Polymer-based composites are components of the outer shell and internal structure of aircraft and spacecraft. These materials are lightweight and high strength, making them ideal for manufacturing the frames and other structural elements of spacecraft and rovers. Quantum dots are used in energy absorption and regulation technologies. Although the application of quantum dots in space technology is relatively new, their potential use may include coatings that support temperature regulation of spacecraft, as well as energy-efficient light sources and sensors. Heat insulation and management systems are of paramount importance to ensure stable internal temperatures in spacecraft and habitats. This includes passive insulation materials and active heat regulation systems, such as heat exchangers and coolants. Soil. The powdery, granular soil covering the surface of the moon, known as regolith, is sharp-edged, which can damage equipment and spacesuits. The regolith found on the lunar surface is a mixture of fine dust and small grains composed of various sizes and compositions of materials. This granular material covers the entire surface of the moon, reaching depths of several meters in some places. The structure of regolith is extremely diverse, containing larger rock fragments as well as fine dust. Due to space radiation and impacts from micrometeoroids, the material is often sharp-edged and jagged, making it particularly abrasive and harmful. The sharp grains of regolith can damage the surface of spacecraft, astronaut spacesuits, and cause wear on moving parts such as hinges and seals. The fine dust can penetrate spacecraft and equipment, causing damage or reducing their efficiency. The static charging of the dust can pose additional problems in the operation of electronic devices. Developments are underway in technologies to prevent dust penetration, such as creating dust-free zones and developing effective methods for dust separation and removal. Regolith contains elements from which water, oxygen, and other useful materials can be extracted. Extracting these materials from regolith requires complex processes, but they can potentially be valuable resources. The development of resource extraction technologies from regolith, such as electrolysis for water production or pyrolysis for oxygen extraction, is crucial for the advancement of space exploration. Research and technological developments in the handling and utilization of regolith can enhance the efficiency and sustainability of space missions, allowing humanity to spend longer periods of time on the moon and other celestial bodies. Lack of resources. Due to the moon's lack of atmosphere and hydrosphere, resources such as water, air, and other life-supporting materials are absent or only available in limited quantities, such as water ice found in shaded areas of polar craters. This means that human missions or settlements must transport almost all necessary resources from Earth or produce them on site. This significantly increases the costs and logistical challenges of space missions, as transporting materials from Earth to space is extremely expensive. However, utilizing local resources ISRU, In-Situ resource utilization offers significant potential to enhance the sustainability and cost-effectiveness of space missions. The goal of ISRU is to use available materials on the moon or other celestial bodies to produce resources needed for life support systems, thereby reducing the amount of material that needs to be transported from Earth. Air and food production. Air production is also crucial, and while oxygen can be obtained through water electrolysis, other methods such as technologies capable of producing oxygen from carbon dioxide, e.g., the Mars 2020 rover MOXIE experiment, may also be important. Regarding food production, the development of hydroponic or aeroponic systems capable of growing plants with minimal water is also essential for the success of long-term space missions. Extraction of materials and resources. Further ISRU applications include processing lunar rocks and regolith into building materials, such as bricks and panels that can be used for roads, landing pads, or radiation shielding. The development of these technologies would enable on-site construction of lunar bases and other infrastructure, reducing the need for heavy materials to be transported from Earth. Thank you for joining us on this exciting journey, and remember, science and history always inspire us to make new discoveries. Don't forget to share your own thoughts, ideas, and theories in the comments. We're very curious to hear from you, and we'll be delighted to read them. And if you haven't already, don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on future exciting content and discoveries. Thank you again for your attention, and see you in the next video.